Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back here with Brian, Massey's Main Entertainment, Randall Nelson, and Doc, continuing our series, Top 50 Songs of 1972. We more or less highlight the top 10 individual lists, and then we go to our consensus at the end with a point system and see what our overall top 50 would be. We start at 1965, so through the 60s, we're in the early 70s, obviously 1972, another great year with some great individual songs. Looking forward to see what everybody's list is. Tonight order is Brian, Doc, Randy, and myself. We'll do them one at a time, individual top 10 lists. So, guys, thanks for the long delay here. Holidays passed us, all that little stuff that we needed to take a break from. So we're back in the fold. I guess it's been 3 or 4 weeks at least. I don't remember the date we last filmed, but
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's good to have everybody back in the fold. So let's bring up Brian's list here first. We're going to take care of that and jump in, and we'll go through everybody's top 10. Anyway, here is Brian's list, 1972 top 10. Brian, go through it and we'll highlight the list.
All right. So I imagine my list probably a lot different than others' lists, but I've got Big Star at number 10 here from their number one album with Alex Chilton and Chris Bell's masterpiece here. I really like that album as a whole. I figured Rich might like my number 9, Jackson Browne. I know you're a big fan. Doctor My Eyes, my favorite song by Jackson Browne. Number 8 was originally a B-side for a track off of Deep Purple's Machine Head. Then on all subsequent reissues of the album, they include When a Blind Man Cries on the album now. Metallica did a cover of this recently that actually was very good. Another one that Rich might like here is Amy by the Pure Prairie League at number 7. A little bit of that country rock flavor that was prevalent in the early 70s. Rockin' Man, Elton John, it's just a timeless classic. Definitely had to have it on here. Again, the Eagles, a little bit more of that country rock back here with Take It Easy. Number 4, I've got Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies. This song doesn't sound like any other like Hollies song that you could probably name. It's a completely different sound for them, but it was wildly popular back in 72. My favorite David Bowie song right here at number 3, Suffragette City. A lot of people might have 5 years or something like that over this one, and that's perfectly fine. I recently re-listened to this album a couple times, and it's a masterpiece. So
great.
You pick a lot of things from this album. One of my favorite songs from Steely Dan, Dirty Work, off of their debut album, Can't Buy a Thrill. And just edging that out, it was kind of bouncing back and forth to this top 3. I went ahead and went with Tumbling Dice by the Rolling Stones, which I'm sure Randy must be okay with, I would imagine. I know that's one of his favorite albums of all time. So that rounds out my top 10.
Yeah, and a little new feature we want to get into this particular episode. We're just going to highlight some of these 11 through 20. These are some of the songs that came close. They get really good representation, but just didn't make the top 10. So as you can see there, 5 years, which you had already mentioned, is at number 12. You got Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed, Time in a Bottle, another Steely Dan song, Do It Again. Pink Moon, I know a lot of fans are Nick Drake out there. So this is and I want to say shout out to Stevie Wonder here for Superstition, his iconic classic.
Right.
And Neil Young's Old Man. That's a really, really nice 11 through 20, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
It's pretty solid. Somebody could have this as a top 10 and it'd be all right.
And some of them will be in somebody's top 10, I'm sure.
Sure.
All right, so now we're going to go to Doc. Give it a whirl, Doc, with your top 10.
Here we go. And you can see my list there. It probably looks like a Doc list if you watch some of these videos, that's for sure. So there's my number 10. I'm starting off with Changes from Black Sabbath. Sabbath is known as one kind of genre, really, but this is a different side for them, and this song just really connects with me, man. It always has. I think it's an underrated tune from them, and it's I got my top 10 of 72, man. I like this song a lot. There's my Canadian side coming through at number 9 with the Elton John cover of Bad Side of the Moon from April Wine. Just a rockin' tune. Sounds like it's an early 70s rock song. Great guitar solos. The band is tight. April Wine's kind of an underrated band, a lot of senses. Big in Canada, never really made it south side, I don't think. Not to the level of Rush and stuff like that, but great band, great tune. Probably my favorite from them or Weeping Willow. Number 8, I got The Wizard from Uriah Heep. I really got into Uriah Heep probably more like in the last 5 or 6 years than almost any other time in my life, in one sense, but it was just popping up here and there. I come back to this song quite often. I still think it's a fantastic tune, and it's especially the chorus, I just think stands out. I got some Deep Purple, but I got Highway Star at number 7 there, Brian. So you know where I am with how I feel about the Deep Purple. I think Randy does too, and I think Rich, you have an idea as well. So I think all three of you guys know where I am. Especially early Deep Purple, I think is fantastic. Go a little softer side, I guess, shall we say? Chicago, Saturday in the Park. My number 6. It's just one of those tunes, man. It's early Chicago, that fusion vibe almost, man. It's catchy as hell if you're into it. I can go either way on my spectrums of music. I can go really heavy, really soft, storytelling, or whatever way you want to do it. Musical, it doesn't bother me. But Saturday in the Park's got a classic Chicago sound to me. All the Young Dudes at number 5 from Mott the Hoople. Yeah, it's got, it's got Bowie written all over it in some senses, but it sounds fantastic anyway. So I love this tune. There's my number 4. It sounds like something that was in your at least top 20, I think, Brian, right? With Old Man from Neil Young. Which, I feel the same way you do, man. It could have been in anybody's top 10 on the list the way you were doing it, right? So and you see it coming in at number 4 for me, man. Storytelling from Neil Young at this time is pretty high end, man. My underrated Who song, maybe. I think Randy will appreciate it making my list probably this high, hopefully. I got joined together by The Who. You guys already know, I told you at one time, man, I was just singing this song for like 6 months straight, man. So I just love this tune. So underrated Who song in a lot of senses, unless you know The Who or you're a follower of The Who. My number 2, there's my Elton, Mona Lisa and Mad Hatters. What can I tell you, man? It's Elton, early 70s, storytelling. Bernie and him are just putting it together, man. And this run in the 70s is something special. So you can have many Elton John songs on your list, and I do. So, but yeah, this is just my number 2. And there's that 5 years you talked about earlier, Brian. So 5 years from Bowie makes the appearance at number 1 for me, man. Could have picked many songs off this album if you want to have it as your number 1 coming out of here. So, but I got 5 years.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, and you're 11 through 20. There's Tumbling Dice, which came out number 1 on Brian's list. That's
right.
Yeah, we have a lot of matches there.
And some of these others we talked about, like Time in a Bottle, Walk on the Wild Side, were on Brian's list. Superstition, Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Reeling in the Years, another Steely Dan. Yeah. Awesome. I love Free Ride on there too. Free Ride by Edgar Winter. Great song.
Nice. Wow.
My underrated Elton John song is the Susie Dramas, and then my underrated
that Susie Dramas
by Pink Floyd.
Honky Chateau album. Yep. Off of Elton. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Thanks, guys.
Now we're going to go to Randy's top 10. All right. Here we go.
All right. Well, my number 10, I've got Garden Party from Rick Nelson. Great song. Name drops a lot of musical artists in this and talks about having to play his hits, and that's the only thing people want to hear. He says, if memories are all I sang, I'd rather drive a truck. I love this song. My number 9 is Here's This All Is Love, Randy Newman. I first heard this song in the movie Cold Turkey, and I want to get that song because it fit perfectly in the movie. And if you know Randy Newman, what he's singing is not always what he means, and that's kind of a cool thing about it. My number 8 is, I could have had Old Man, but I picked Heart of Gold from Neil Young. This is a song, seems like a song a lot of people, when they first start to learn a guitar song, they're going to learn this.
Yeah.
But my number 7 is, of course, I had to have Van in there. St. Dominic's Preview. This is the song most like, it could have fit, I think, on Astral Weeks, which is my favorite album, and has the kind of that stream of consciousness lyrics, which I really like.
Yep.
My number 6, I actually picked a different Bowie song. I picked Ziggy Stardust. The rock star sent to Earth. I just always loved the title. I guess it's not quite the title track, the title character.
Yeah.
It's kind of the epic of glam rock, I think. My number 5, I have Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters here from Elton John. My favorite Elton John song, although I have no idea what the lyrics mean, but I just like how he sings them. My number 4, I've got Superstition here from Stevie Wonder. Frantic, energetic tune. Has one of my favorite lines in music. When you believe in things you don't understand, then you suffer, which I think it applies to a lot of things now. My number 3, I've actually got Smoke on the Water here from Deep Purple. I know it's their most famous song. Maybe some people are tired of it. I still don't get tired of it. I know it's overplayed, but I still love it. About the recording of that album, what happened. But no, it's got one of the most famous riffs in rock too. And my number 2 is my favorite Kinks song, and it's Celluloid Heroes.
Really?
I'm a big classic film fan. So any song that can reference George Sanders and Bela Lugosi is good. And my number 1 is Tumbling Dice, just like Brian, Rolling Stones. Now, unlike Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, where I don't know what the lyrics mean, in this song I have no idea what the lyrics are, but I still love the energy and everything. And I know words here and there, but I don't know. It's perfect Rolling Stones song for me.
Awesome.
So I like the fact that we have all of us had Deep Purple, but 3 different songs.
Yeah, Bowie.
All of us had Bowie, 3 different songs.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
if you weren't learning how to play guitar on The Heart of Gold, you were learning how to play guitar on Smoke on the Water. So
there's Randy's 11 through 20.
Oh, right. Okay.
Some nice tunes in there. Again, Walk on the Wild Side has shown up in everybody's 11 through 20. There's 13 by Big Star.
Yeah.
A little Dirty Work in there as well. Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Stone. Yeah.
Well, Paul Simon, more Stone, Steely. I mean, another Randy Newman song.
Conquistador is one of my first singles I bought.
Yeah, Conquistador, another. That was a live version they put out at that point.
Yeah.
So very good. All right, I'm going to get my list up real quick. We'll go through that, and we're going to take it easy at number 10, the Eagles' debut album. Of course, Jackson Browne wrote most of it. Glenn Frey contributed that one Winslow, Arizona lyric, and away we go. Arguably the Eagles' signature song with Hotel California. I mean, it's held up over the years. I've got Do It Again at number 9 off the Can't Buy a Thrill album, which is packed of great songs. You could have taken Reelin' in the Years or Dirty Work or any number of songs. Dr. My Eyes, which Brian had, Jackson Browne's debut album. That makes it at number 8. I did have Walk on the Wild Side crack the top 10 at number 7 here from Lou Reed, the Transformer album. Probably his most signature song, or one of them anyway. Rocket Man and Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters makes the 6-5. I got the little double feature. I'm a huge Elton fan of the early 70s, had all those albums, listened to them endlessly, and big impression on me as a 15-year-old, I guess I was in 1972. So that's really my wheelhouse at that point. Superstition, I couldn't keep it out. 13-month-old baby, Broke the Looking Glass. I like all those little symbolic, superstitious kind of lyrics he throws out there too. Tumbling Dice came in at number 3. It's hard to not put it high on the list. It's just a great Rolling Stones rockin' tune. I also had Celluloid Heroes at number 2, being an old fan of Hollywood. So it's sort of an homage to that golden era. You got Marilyn Monroe mentioned, and like Randy said, Bela Lugosi's in there, and Betty Davis, I believe. It's all those iconic stars. And my number 1 song is 5 Years, Bowie's classic off I guess it's the opening track off of that Ziggy album. And it is amazing. The performance, the vocals, everything about it. It's like impending doom. That's all we've got. We got 5 years. I just love the way he presents that song. So there's my list. We had 2 5 years at number 1, 2 Tumbling Dice at number
Nice.
1. Here's my backup tunes. I went with Papa Was a Rolling Stone. I have 2 Jim Croce songs, Operator and Time in a Bottle.
Mm.
And then 2 more Steely Dan songs, Dirty Work and Reelin' Into You.
Nice.
Couldn't help myself. Suffragette City, another Bowie fan. You Wear It Well. I think Brian or Randy had that as
Randy
well.
had that one. Yeah.
Heart of Gold I had as well. Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. And 20th, I gave it to Arlo's City of New Orleans, that Steve Goodman song that he did so
Nice.
well. It was released as a single as well. So there we go. Everybody's list in general. And now we're going to go over to the consensus top 50. And we'll see.
Let's see.
Boom. Here we go. This is our consensus top 50. And Tumbling Dice does take it at a score of 36 to 31 over 5 years, as you can see there. The third, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters. What a showing! Had 2 5s, a number 2, and a 21 for a total of 27 points.
Excellent.
As you can see, I'm just going to go over and show you these bonus points. All these songs that had all 4 votes get 5 bonus points in the new scoring system. So, as you can see, I think that really helps our system. Superstition turns out to be number 4. Walk on the Wild Side at 5. Then Rocket Man, Do It Again. Everything that was sort of talked about is landing in the top 10. Celluloid Heroes makes it at number 9, just on the basis of
the 2
Randy's
twos.
2 and my 2. Plus, it gets 2 bonus points for showing up on 2 lists. All right.
Yeah.
And then we get down to some of the other ones that were already mentioned, like Suffragette City, Old Man, All the Young Dudes, Dirty Work. All those were well represented, and they landed in the top 20.
Yeah, your point system works out well, because what happens is like a time in a bottle. You know what I mean? Because all of us gave it some love.
Yes.
It got in there. Otherwise, it would not have cracked the top 10.
And look at number 20, The Needle and the Damage Done. All of us had it, but we had it in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
So it snuck up and got number 20 based on the 5 extra points.
5 extra
points. Yeah.
Starman, You Wear It Well, just like running through these songs. Join Together, 13, Reelin' In. Let's Stay Together is another one. That had 4 votes, 3 of them in the 30s, 1 of them in the 20s, 5 at should have got 5 bonus points. What am I doing? And that will actually get it up in there in the 20s as an overall pick.
Yeah.
Very good. Highway Star, Me and Julio. There's a Creedence song that had 3 votes, a 30, a 32, and a 30. Plus, it gets 3 bonus points, and it makes it at number 30, which is probably where it deserves to be.
Excellent.
There's Garden Party, Operator. Go All the Way by the Raspberries, another one that had 3 votes, but down further in the list, a 48, a 44, and a 29 with the 3 bonus. Makes it 36. So it's a pretty equitable system. Some of these songs, there's Amy.
I'm the guy for Amy.
I love the song, but I just couldn't get it in this. This is a tough one to leave out. School's Out. Alice Cooper only had 2 votes by me and Brian. I'm shocked.
Doc, you didn't vote for Alice?
Wow.
No, Doc, you had to get that Uriah Heep in there.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's a better song. What can I tell you? That Easy Living, too. Me and Randy.
You guys should listen to that Savoy Brown Hellbound Train. I think you guys would like that song.
Easy Living.
If it makes you feel any better, 73.
I had it real close together. Easy Living.
I was the only one that had the Allman Brothers, Blue Sky. Wow. Got hammered. What else do we have down here? 30 Days in the Hole, Doc.
There you go.
Number 31. Lone Representative. Let's see what the bottom of the barrel looks like with this year. We had 110 songs. It was the Doobie Brothers. Listen to the music. It had 129. It is a good song. So I was happy.
Listen to the music.
Wow.
Look at these Dr. Hook songs.
So that's like the only Allman Brothers song that I like, and that was the only one who voted for it.
Yep.
I'm just not a fan of them. Melissa's the only song I like by them.
anyway, that's a list of 1972. I like the scoring system the way it came out. It seemed to be fair and equitable to what were our choices for the overall.
That's what we're trying to do. We're
Yeah.
trying to get the
That's what we're
consensus
trying to
here.
do.
What's the best?
So it was trial and error in the first several years, but now I think we have a good system here, and it's going to work out the rest of the way. So should be a good one.
Yeah.
So let's
Nice.
take this down and sign off. So we will be back. Glad to be back. I hope everybody enjoys the series. Leave us some comments. Give us some feedback. Tell us where we screwed up. Tell us where we did well. All that good stuff. We like to hear positive and negative. It helps us do better with this kind of video. So go over and subscribe if you haven't already to Randall Nelson, to Brian at Massey's Main Entertainment. We'll be back with 1973 the next time you see us. So for the guys, this is Rich. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.